All right, what's good, y'all? Welcome back. On this one, a lot of people was requesting me to react to the update, the Raheem and Elijah situation. So recently, Elijah just did an interview giving his side of the story on the breakup. So y'all know I did cover this a while back. I'll plug that video right here or in the description box. Y'all was really feeling that video, so y'all like my reactions to this kind of stuff. And those of y'all who don't know, this is basically the breakup between Elijah and Shabazz. I guess they were together for a good 4 to 5 years, and it was a popular couple in the community. So they broke up. We got Raheem's side of the story. I did a video on that. Now we getting Elijah's. They just a couple clips. I'm not reacting to the whole interview, but if y'all want me to, I will. Just let me know. But I think that what I'm about to react to, these clips are the juiciest part of the interview. All the stuff that we want to know in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So if it is missing something, let me know.
You dealing with this whole breakup within your last situation and being in that situation, because that was 5 years. How are you?
4, I think.
4.
4.
Okay.
How I'm dealing with life right now?
How are you doing with that?
I mean, child, like, I would say, like, it got to a point where, you know, during that situation, relationship, you can tell, like, you can feel it coming. So you start already kind of mentally preparing yourself in a way, but when it hit, it hurt like hell. And like it still hurts, and it still hurts. But when it happened, like I knew it was a blessing, but I couldn't feel it. Now I'm slowly starting to feel it. It still hurts like hell, but I'm slowly starting to see, you know, this was a parasite. Yeah. I hate to say that, but
Only a mentally abusive situation. Did it ever get like physical with you? Like did he ever like?
it got all the abuse you could think of: mental, physical, emotional, narcissistic abuse, just everything, literally everything.
You know, what was his reason?
Well, I was told. Well, I feel like we all heard the age gap.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how that person didn't realize there was an age gap when we first met, but I don't know why it took 4 years to realize that. But if we want to pin it on that, we
age
can.
gap now saying that to you.
So to respond to that first clip, now, one thing that he said that I resonated with and I can believe is that what he just went through was narcissistic abuse. When you go through that, when he had said, you know, I'm still going through it, I'm still processing it, you can be over a person that did you like that has those ways, those narcissistic ways. You can be over the person, but the situation still is what you're processing because you are recognizing, oh wow, you having epiphanies like that one time that in the first year when we got together, mind you, this dude lasted with him 4 years. He's going back and realizing, dang, the first year when you did this and you did that, I'm thinking it was this, I'm thinking it was that, but it was really this. And oh wow, like this is how like you were able to do this because you were always 1 foot in, 1 foot out the whole time. I'm thinking we all the way, like I'm trying to tell you, I know exactly what he's going through. It's not I still want to be with this person, I still love this person in that capacity. It's I was so in love thinking that I was with someone that I really wasn't with. And now I have to process everything that happened because I was love bombed. The dude switched up on me out of nowhere. Then all of a sudden, you know, it's they trying to control the narrative and about the breakup and everything. They try to gaslight you, make you kind of seem crazy. You know, it's a lot that goes in with dealing with narcissistic dudes. So I said that on the last video that I got narcissistic vibes from Raheim in his interview because there was no self-reflection, there was no compassion about the topic. It was real quick, real politically correct, real manipulative. And people who move like that, real sly and slick, them is usually the ones who be on that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I think that I was right based on what he's saying. And I do believe him when he says that he was dealing with physical abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, because that's what they do. And being with, you know, a dude that has those ways, you're gonna 9 times out of 10 get into it with them physically, because they try to, it's like you can't get they force it, you know what I'm saying? So let's check this other clip out real quick.
Point where I couldn't fake it anymore, even like on film. So like I started to feel robotic. Like I was just kept doing the same thing over and over again. So like that kind of took away from the filming, on top of like I was being told I don't do enough. That took away from the filming, on top of it gets worse. On top of like me being told I'm not sexually attractive. That got enough, on top of like, so it just all got like a lot. And I just couldn't, like, you know, I can't be depressed and then like go get my dick up for somebody else, you know. Yeah. No matter what supplement or whatever, Viagra, like whatever the people take, or whatever we take, I'm gonna say. That was the one time I remember he hit me, knocked my glasses off my face, and then wanted to call the cops on me. And one of the people you said earlier in the film, literally had to like take me away from the like where we were staying, and like rented a whole hotel, had me in there.
What really cut on the narcissistics and the abuse for you?
For me, other than the physical stuff?
Like what was the channeling, what you seen to make it say, bitch, I'm going through that. This is what I'm going through. Did you see anything specific?
Go through what?
Like, sort of like with Diddy and Cassie, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like in that, that
definitely, that
in your situation.
That opened my eyes. Hell, even my own family. Like, nobody really liked him. Like, the people who know, like, really know, like, they don't.
Oh, you done been literally, like, abused in hotels and shit like that. And, like, y'all have been out of town and he done put his hands on you.
Oh, yeah.
Out of rooms and all kind of, like, shit.
Out of town, but it's, yeah. Hands on me, like I said. I can remember the first time it happened. Was in Barcelona.
So, that made it even...
I forgot, like, how it led up to the hit, but we was alone when it happened. No, because that was the first time.
I hate that you went through that.
All right. So, here's one thing I do want to say, though. I don't like how femme people move in these abusive situations and shit, how they play battered woman, victim mindset. If this was all going on like you're saying, and you was putting up with it, you might have been younger than him, but you was still an adult. I'm not gonna say, you know, like what he did was any less traumatizing or anything, but it's difficult when a person who thinks with a dominant mindset, masculine, and I'm an alpha male, like I'm not going through no shit like this, and then I'm gonna play victim later. It's gonna be either I'm gonna keep it real, say we was fighting, we two men, we had our moments, I had my wrongs, he had his wrongs, we did sometimes, you know, fight. It ain't right, but it happens, you know what I'm saying? I don't like when they always do this playing victim thing, like they just getting beat up and shit. Like it's just this Ike and Tina thing going on. I don't see that happening in gay relationships like that. Usually it's a lot of antagonizing and shit on the feminine dude's part, and then it might cause the masculine dude, because niggas don't be having their shit together either, to put their hands on him, which is definitely wrong. But I don't like how they just always play this, you know, and then you stay in while you getting abused. You supposedly getting abused, you stay in though. And then it's kind of like the Cardi B and Stephon Diggs thing. When it came out that she was pregnant by him, a lot of people were saying, like, you know, it was okay that it was that she did this because it was karma for Offset, because he was already a cheater, right? the way I'm looking at it, like, and then saying that, Offset's wrong for, taking her to court, trying to get some money out of her and all this other shit. But I'm looking at it like, how is he the wrong one when, yes, if he was cheating on her and she knew it, yes, he's wrong for the act. However, if you allow a nigga to cheat on you and you don't go and take him to court and divorce him and take him for money, then it's kind of like you're saying, if I put up with your shit, you're supposed to put up with mine. And if you can't, then now there's a problem with you. No. If a man cheats on you and you allow that shit, you telling him that it's okay for him to treat you like that. That don't mean that you can go do the shit too. And then if he don't accept it, now it's a problem. Men and women think differently, and I feel like, this is the masculine feminine thing. I don't like how feminine people look at, I'm gonna allow all this shit to happen to me and then I'm gonna play victim when I was voluntarily allowing it repetitively. Like, there's no accountability for that part. I don't like that part. You know what I'm saying? When a person like myself, I'm looking at it like, the first time you cheat on me, I'm leaving you and I'm done. It won't be none of that. I'm not going to sit up there and allow somebody to do me all these different ways, allow me to become bitter. And then I have to go out here and get revenge and shit on them and do some shit that's out of my character just because I'm insecure and I'm all fucked up behind allowing somebody to mistreat me. I don't understand that mindset. And I feel like a lot of feminine people think like that. I don't understand that. So that's the only thing I'm going to say about this that I think is a little gray for me with him. I didn't see the whole interview, but it's just the whole, I need to see some accountability on both sides, because you're not just going to sit there and allow somebody to mistreat you like that. You're not playing no part. You're not getting no licks backs. You just being innocent. And if you are, then that means you're trying to say you dumb, which is, everybody can be dumb and be whatever they are. But you got to be able to call that out and be real. You can't just be putting it all off on somebody else and playing games. So I didn't see the whole interview, so he might have took accountability, but let me know what y'all think. Should I watch the whole interview? I think that it's pretty long. I wasn't trying to do all that, but what I will say though is that I do think that I believe him. I do think that he did endure a lot of different kind of abuse. However, I'm not falling for the whole victim mindset either. Also, when you sign up for that kind of sex work and that kind of field to make money and getting involved with that kind of lifestyle, sleeping around with other people, sharing your partner and everything, I don't know how y'all think that's going to end well anyway. It's not a healthy setup for any kind of relationship. So I feel like that's the only reason why you even lasted the 4 years, bro. Niggas like that, they shuffle niggas out like real quick, like 6 months to a year, 3 months to 6 months to a year type shit is when they switching niggas out. So if you sticking around with one of these type of dudes for like years, it's because you're suiting all of his abuse. You're allowing it. You're a good punching bag. You're a good little yes boy. Cause if you had any kind of like balls about you for real, and if you was courageous, I think you can admit that you was vulnerable and in a weak mindset. At the time, no telling what you was going through in life. We all had those moments, so I'm not judging you, but you got to take accountability to say that that's what it is so that you don't repeat this shit. Because if you keep sitting up here acting like you just a victim, well, then another nigga can come through to the same shit, and then you just going to be saying the same song. And it's not no different. You got to learn that you can take control and be more involved in these situations instead of just allowing somebody to do you any old kind of way. That's all I'm trying to say. And don't have expectations of a loyal, long-term relationship with somebody who is in a field like that. They have no plans on getting out. And this is taking you through all this different stuff. This stuff that you just said, I could never imagine myself going through. Having to get myself prepared to perform like I'm like a performer on Broadway or some shit, because I have to get my motherfucking And then you got to get your meat up and you got to do all this and be in a good mood. You can't, like, sex is not supposed to be no damn job. You're supposed to do that when you want to. That's crazy. I could never imagine. I don't know, man. People will only do what you allow them to at the end of the day. Y'all, just to keep it 100 with y'all, this is the game I want to give y'all on this. People can really only do what you allow them to. Yes, someone may be very clever and be able to manipulate you for the first 1 to 3 times, but a person with good common sense and a good head on their shoulders is going to notice a pattern, and they are going to realize sooner than later, especially way before 4 years get up, that this person is not gonna last, or that this person doesn't have the best intentions for me, etc. And they learn to move around. Don't be the guy that sticks around in situations, shape-shifting yourself. Now, you do make compromises for relationships, but you have to have boundaries and a tolerance for that. You do not shape-shift yourself to the point where you're doing stuff and bending backwards as someone else to please this person. That's not how a relationship is supposed to go, all right? Another lesson that this is showing you guys is that you can be very attractive, be conventionally attractive to the general public and everything, have the looks, light skin, whatever, that is considered so popular, and they can still be insecure. They can still be easily put down, have a low self-esteem, all that, okay? So that's a perfect example right there. I'm not saying Elijah is, super insecure or anything, but we gotta all agree that these actions to put up with this kind of shit for a long period of time is involving some type of low self-esteem. Let's just be 100. Everybody goes through that, you know what I'm saying? Goes through self-doubt, goes through low moments, goes through being vulnerable, goes through being weak, getting taken advantage of. A lot of the times, because you're not conventionally attractive, is why you may have it easier than a lot of dudes that are conventionally attractive. There's a lot of, the good comes with the bad, bro. I'm trying to tell you. So that's another thing to learn here. And always know your worth, know your values. Make sure that someone is treating you how you deserve. And with that being said, make sure that you're being a good person as well, because you can't really expect much when you ain't much. And I think that's why a lot of these people be putting up with this shit, because they not really that good at people themselves, or they haven't really done the work on themselves, or don't know themselves, one of the three, and they allowing people to treat them like this. Now, I have dealt with the narcissistic abuser before as well. When I was invested with that, it was because I was at a very low moment in my life, very isolated from my peoples and everything. This was a moment where I was just on my own, doing my own thing. I ended up getting in some shit. It was just a lot, and I was just very I still had self-esteem though, and that's the reason why I got out of it sooner than later. Way sooner than this. It didn't even last a year, because I can't be manipulated too long. I get to learning after their love bomb stage and shit, because that's what they do. They get you locked with, in the beginning, this so hot and sweet and good and loving, and it's just something that you just will keep thinking back on, because it's just something that you just want back, and you feel something happened to screw it up. But then you learn as time goes on, which is why he said that in the beginning. As time goes on, you start to unveil all these different moments, and everything just started hitting you, and it's just it make you, really heal and grow through it. But it is not for the weak, you know what I'm saying? Because you have to accept you've been manipulated and tricked and used and etc. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel him. So hopefully he gets his healing sooner than later and move on, because you got way more time. This nigga way older than you, bro. You way hotter than this nigga. You can do a whole lot more with your life. You know what I'm saying? This nigga is just a milestone. You got this. Keep your head up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's all I got to say about this. Yeah, let me know what y'all think. Hit them comments up, like this video, and yeah. Oh, and the original video that I did will be right here. All right? I'm going to see you on the next one. Peace.
No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say. No, I don't give a fuck about what anyone say.